इससे ज़्यादा नहीं जीत रहे।
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Amazon Great Indian Festival Sales Showmatch, powered by Intel. It's going to be your boy Aggressive here on the hot seat with my main man CCB. It's been
Mm-hmm.
forever since I've last been on Valorant, man. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
We've been busy with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of projects, but hey, at the Esports Club, the action just never stops. And we have one tournament right here for now, but we have a lot more down the line. But hey, we have to give thanks to Intel. Without them, none of this would have been possible, and they are giving me the opportunity as well to bring this incredible match to you guys. And of course, the Amazon Great Indian Festival is something that you do not want to miss. And hey, if you are looking to get yourself that little bit of an upgrade and also a laptop, you can check the links down below in the description, of course, to check out all of the latest deals on the laptops powered by Intel processor. Make sure to follow the hashtag game with Intel to find out more about exactly what the community and, of course, your favorite content creators are doing with these powerful CPUs. But CCV, back on towards the
Yes.
matchup itself. Here is where the real bread and
Ooh,
butter is at. We have to
indeed it
talk about
is.
one thing in particular because two of these teams and the players inside of the teams are something that we were not expecting whatsoever. Orgless
Mm-hmm.
5, again, we are not going to be saying anything about what the roster is going to be like. Going up against Team T69, a home favorite. So,
Yeah.
I want your thoughts on this one.
Look, the community and everyone watching, they're going to be pretty excited having a look at this matchup, particularly because of the fact that after all is said and done in the off season, everything has been announced. The roster changes, of course, we've got the franchising as well. Global are there. Congratulations. Now that the dust has settled, the last matchup in South Asian Valorant that took place was the Esports Club Arena. That was all the way back in August. More than a month and a week. So like 40 plus days have passed where we haven't seen any major Valorant action take place in South Asia. And this begs the
True.
question, exactly where did the players stand compared to their prior performances? Now, most of the players, yes, the players that we saw in the arena, the top teams, we had our winners, Enigma, we had Velocity. A lot of the players, we may not see them. We may see some of the players as well. You never really know, but it's not going to be the exact compositions. It's a mix and mashup of many, many different up and coming players, some greats of the South Asian Valorant scene that we have always known and loved, all playing together and all for a good cause as well, all for this entertaining show match.
True.
So my thoughts would be to keep an eye out for it, and definitely it's going to be an amazing starter into the set of tournaments that we will be having moving on forward in South Asian Valorant.
That's for certain. Again, the baseline
Hmm.
has changed drastically. Again, we
Yeah.
always need to reiterate one particular point. If you've gone on a long break, it's been over a month plus, and a lot of the
Right.
teams and a lot of the players will have evolved. They will have adapted, and of course, they will have improved drastically over this course of time. Now, looking at the rosters, I am honestly like in shock considering what teams are present here for this show match.
Uh-huh.
This could have easily been one of the professional level games, but this is a show match instead. On the other end, you can already see the players on front of your screen. We are not gonna spoil anything because it's already there and present. Looking at Orgless 5, the players on their team are
Oof.
absolutely cracked out of their mind. Hoax, Vibor, Knight Rider, Ember, and Psy. And on the other end, Team T69, the home favorites, everyone loves it, everyone knows them. Bings, Mr. Beebs, Emo, Juven, and Strix. Now, in my eyes, tell me honestly, one thing in particular here, CCP. Did you expect Orgless 5 to look this strong? Because, of course, Sai's been rocking that Orgless 5 name for a pretty long time. But here, I do believe he's rocking one of the strongest rosters that we have ever seen right behind him.
I mean, this roster's got potential. It's all about team synergy because, again, exactly like what we were talking about, they do not, in any way, shape, or form lack firepower. If anything, it's quite the opposite. They're filled to the brim with players who have been around the tier 1 SA Valorant scene for ages and ages. We have seen these guys play and perform, take the win,
Yep.
be runners up at every step of the way, at every single stage, at every single tournament. Most of these guys have been there, so they have the experience. But then again, you also have points such as they have not played together so much. So keeping that in mind, I mean, yeah, there are some team synergies which are going to be really interesting, considering that Ember and Knight Rider are going to be playing together once more. Back when they used to be in Revenant, and then Ember left for Orangutan. He participated in the Esports Club Challenger series that we had under Orangutan. They played against each other. Now they're back together. Ember and Vibhor as well, when they were recently playing in OG together. I mean,
Yep.
there are just so many team synergies that you have to mix and match and think about. The history between these players is so rich that it makes you question, what does the future lie? But for the time being, and for all the viewers watching, the future is right in front of us. Let's have a look at exactly which maps this show match will be fought.
Honestly, pretty standard pickups all around. Ascend, Bind, and Breeze. Breeze a little bit out of the ordinary considering that being the deciders, but
True.
hey, it's a pleasant surprise at the end of the day. What I really am excited for is to look at the Bind plays that could be put up by Team T69. Bind, historically one of their strongest map, primarily because hey, it's Bings, it's Raze. You know he's gonna have a lot of fun on that particular map. But Ascent, man, if Universe was here, he would actually just not want to cast this game at all. Ascend is his kryptonite, and the poor guy, for some reason, always ends up with Ascend. But today, you're going to be on my side for this particular matchup. Ascend, again, very standard, very common, not really anything out of the ordinary that can be done in this particular map. You are not going to try and revolutionize the strategies on this particular instance as well, because it's all
Exactly.
set in stone. There's only one strategy that
Mhm.
works perfectly well on this map, and if you try to stray away from it, unless you have perfect team synergy, you are not going to be able to pull that off. And for both of these teams, I don't think it's going to be that simple. So they should just play it slow, play it steady, and just play normal casual Valorant at the end of the day. Because again, if you try to do something innovative when your team has not yet been, able to get that level of practice in, then you could just
Mhm.
be falling flat on your face. And in that sense, you just cannot do that. I know it's a show match, but still, you're out here to win because, of course, there's always a prize in stake.
There is indeed, and of course, there is once more pride at stake for these players. Tons of eyes watching on this. Need I, reiterate the fact that after all that has happened in the past months, shall I say, or in the past couple of weeks, in this entire community, now we're back with Valorant. We're jump starting everything. Tournaments are going to be starting very much soon. So keeping that in mind, this being the intro, all eyes are on these players and all eyes are on this best of three. And keeping that in mind, talking about the map specifically, of course, Bind and Breeze, these maps have undergone a lot of changes as well. Ascend, yeah, it's tried and tested. It is the vanilla map, but ever so often you see those couple of changes taking place on Ascend. Those minute, minuscule changes that happen time and time again. They mainly take place within the meta and within the compositions, and that's also something I'm looking forward to seeing. Is that have the players changed their play style? Have they adapted to something different? Have they maybe picked up a different agent that we'll be
Yep.
seeing in their respective compositions? Will we still be looking at the same double initiator time and time again? The Sova in the KO, the Sova in the Sky in the KO, maybe at times the Breach, but highly, highly uncommon. And in terms of the duelists as well, is it still going to be Jet? We did see a little bit of a resurrection in the Raze plays, but right now all eyes are indeed on the
Or
agent selection, and
sure,
for the time
buddy.
being,
Sure, buddy.
Orgless 5, it's going to be the same. No changes whatsoever. It is going to be double initiator from their side, and everyone is playing their respective agents. I mean, Hooks on the KO, Size on the Sova, Ember as usual on the Omen, Knight Rider, not the Chamber this time. It's Jet for him, and Vibho Classic Killjoy. Now, my question is T69, are they looking to change something?
Do you see what they just picked? I don't know how I
They
feel
have,
about this.
yes. I mean, it's only one. That's why I didn't completely, focus everything on that. I completely didn't
No,
focus on
no,
Binks. I
no,
mean, he's
no,
Binks
no.
after all.
No, he's Binks and he's playing Yoru.
Yes.
You are not gonna question it at all?
No, no, no. I have trust in Binks. Absolutely no shenanigans will be pulled. They have locked and loaded a double duelist.
Oh,
Why does it
yes.
feel like they're deciding their composition right now, as if they're picking it one by one? Something tells me they're deciding the composition just about in these couple of minutes.
Let's just say they're going through the motions, okay? Let them go through the
Hmm.
motions, play it down properly, and maybe we're gonna see the most revolutionary strategy that we have ever seen in our entire lives.
Never
Anything could
know.
happen here again. Euro on Ascent. I don't know how I feel about this in particular, but hey, they're the professionals. We're just the casters, and we're the bums who are sitting in behind the screen. So they're on the server. They're the ones who are playing. Maybe Banks has a couple of
Yep.
strategies that you'd like to show us, and maybe with his revolutionary strats, and if he wins out on the map of Ascent, then we could be seeing something completely different down the line when it comes down to the other professional games that we will be casting soon enough. You never really know. Again, Euros is one of those pickups that really showcase that, yeah, maybe it can be weak, but how weak is it really? On paper, it's pretty strong now, isn't it? Again, it is a composition that really does allow you to be a lot more aggressive in the way that you push your way forward, allows you to be a lot more systematic in your plays if you are able to outsmart your opposition. But that's the thing. If your opponents are constantly aware of what you do, then you're just done for.
Indeed. Yeah, you will have to maneuver your way around your opposition, and you've got to wait for the opposition's response as well. And meanwhile, right now, well, there's a pretty strong response from Orgless 5. They want to rush down the A main corridor. However, they get punished for it. Excellent pop flash from Emo. He himself does the job of initiating his own play and executing it, and executing two players of August 5. So Team T69 for the time being, they've got a great advantage. Numbers are favoring them in terms of map control as well. The remaining few players of August 5, they've all backed up into the corner. Vibhor is alone in the bomb side. His utility to aid him. There are two people on A, but now that you see T69 push in, Binks goes for that Yoru play, and he is indeed successful, proving to everyone that it's not a complete fluke that he's on the Yoru.
Yeah, he just needs to play it down proper, one step at a time. But for Emo, he already has the angle perfectly set up for this hit to come on down in. But this retake looks to be close to impossible, especially with Emo holding down the B main lines. Possibly a frag over from the side. Emo gets him with another one, and possible 4K for him. Has the knife in hand, can get the information that he wants, knows exactly where the Omen is, and now they're just gonna hunt him down. Ember, he's good, he's powerful and strong, but Binks, he's just better when it comes down to the taps at the very end. Gets a trade-off immediate, and with a 0 and 1. Pretty standard and laughs all around. Evo, yeah, as you can already see, the players are more than happy. The spirits are high, and Team T69, they come out of the gates running.
Yeah, T69, they counter the play from Orgless 5 of just completely like flooding the corridors and trying to overpower their enemies. T69 showed their opponents that no, we're not going to fall prey to these kind of tactics. You can't just run us over. We are going to give a fight, and in many cases, we will defeat you as well. And now we see the change in mentality of Orgless 5. Now look at all of them backed up. This is their eco round after all. They're saving as many credits as possible. No buys whatever. They allow T69 to push into the A side. They're just looking for a couple of kills, trying to pick up a couple of the Spectres. Ember, final person alive in the last round. This time the first one to follow. Many more go down, and T69 only strengthen their position.
The way the setup is done is quite proper as well here. Bingsta, on the other hand, is going to be on the back foot a little bit here, waiting for the first initial couple of signs. Use the Juven. Should be a freebie for him. A little bit of a dicey spray, but that's completely fine. Spots on the last player inside. Can't really do much, but again, it's just the eco round. So that's completely fine. Maybe he got that one kill, get a consolation prize here and there, but The
Through the
Byron is where it's
Spectres,
at.
Ember, final person alive in the last round. This time the first one to
The
fall.
first initial couple of sign used the Juven. Should be a freebie for him. A little bit of a dicey spray, but that's completely...
Right, and round number 3. Now is the time for Orgless 5 to finally jump back in. As we can see, they've purchased rifles, they've purchased full armor, they have got plenty of utility to assist all of those plays as well. Speaking of utility, Sai goes for the recon board, looking to find any people outside of B main. Indeed, there's a bunch, but they destroy the recon bolt just as quickly as it was fired from that bow. They want to set up their own place. They want to execute once more into the B bomb site, just like they did on the pistol round. But this time they're going to be met with a lot of firepower. Vibho's right here inside of the bomb site. Knight Rider sits inside of Market. Binks wants to go for a teleport play. There's the pop flash. He's looking to teleport in. His teleporter, however, is destroyed. And T69 go back.
That was a complete and utter fake heading on down over on the other side. That could just work out in their favor, and they're trying to sell the fact that they could just be heading over onto B, and now Sai's just stuck on the mid. He's trying to get as much information as he can, but due to the fact that Team T69 just cut off all the noise, the members of Orgless, now they're stuck in a dilemma. Do they really want to hit the B side, or they stack it up, or do they want to stay over on A, because they've lost out on short control? But with the rush coming in straight forward, Ember's on the back end of the side, but still the guns are still not favoring them whatsoever. Beams are going to be running in. Oh my god, Beams! Free casual double kill as they take over the side, and now Sai, he has no idea that Juven's right in front of him. Here comes the spray! Juven! He pushed a little bit too far, and Sai's gonna be able to get that punish. Flash in hand, and Emo looking for the first initial pop. Doesn't really get out much, but gets the information that one player's over on the top side. And Vibor working his way in slowly but surely. Should spot out one of the players. That's the first. I don't think he's gonna expect the second though. Biggs is still on the bottom side. One more kill from Nitro is all that they need, and it's all up to Biggs, the hero of the show. Or will he just not be the thing that they need? Vibor, the spray's just way better with the Vandal. Gets the kill and gets it done. 0-2.
Right, so finally, Orgless 5 are back into it, and good for them. A much needed round, however, it was expensive. It came at a cost. And right now for T69, it still calls for a celebration to an extent because, yeah, sure, they lost the round, but in return for it, they planted the spike and they got rid of 3 players. They got rid of 3 rifles on the side of the defense. So they're doing their job properly. They're doing everything in order. Their executes are good. I mean, in the previous round, Mr. Beeves, the Sova, got a double kill as the entry. So it goes to show no matter who the person is, no matter what kind of agent archetype they're playing, they are going for the kills and they're getting the kills. This time, Knight Rider on the forefront of this defense as the Jet. Dash not ready just yet. He still waits. He's got the support and he lands the first shot indeed, but now he's shut down just as quickly. And once again, it's Mr. Beebs who does the job.
Now though, again, Bings, it's all up to you. He gets that first initial frags. Not going to be able to find that entry though, but because the clone has pushed his way forward so far in, Vibor, he can't really get away with this one now, can he? Surviving inside of the side, flashes coming in all around to try and maybe snuff out Vibor, but you can't kill this man that easily. The spray does not connect though, and Emo runs away with it. They have the site for themselves, and a 2 versus 3 retake seemingly is not in the favor of the defenders whatsoever. Beams again trying to be a little bit too aggressive though, gets caught out with his pants down, and Hoax, he walks away with a double. Possibly this clutch is gonna happen through just because they were a little bit too over-aggressive. Team T69, that level of aggression was just unwarranted for. They paid the ultimate price for it as well.
Yeah, they did. They isolated all of those gunfights, and one by one, this deadly duo picked them apart and completely overturned what was likely going to be the rational outcome of that round. Was that T69, you know, they would have gotten the spike down, they would have won the round in a good post plan. Nope, Orgless 5, they went completely on the opposite direction. They made it happen, and so far, we are seeing the resurgence of Orgless 5. You know, they had lost the initial 2 rounds. The third round as well, yeah, it was a very, very close manner in which they diffused the spike. But now they're making a comeback and they're getting more and more kills, more and more appropriate kills as you would associate with defense on the map of Ascent. So T69 this time, these guys have to be careful with how they initiate their gunfights, more specifically with how they keep the gunfights going for the longer duration, especially in that post plant.
These post plans as well are just not favoring Team T69 whatsoever. And these problems need to get fixed sooner rather than later because, again, we're looking at Ascent, a map that is, of course, defender favorite slightly more. But then again, even if it's defense favored, there's always an opportunity for the attackers to be a nuisance. Bing, so this time around, will become the drone for his team to try and clear out as many of the different cyclones as he possibly can, catching out Vebor, and that's an ultimate combination that you would always love to see! And there's a reason why Euro and Sova is one of the most oppressive combos that you can go in for. These are the type of cringe plays that I see always in my ranked games, but here in professional level play, that just hits different.
Really nicely executed, and the executions of T69 have been tremendous for the past couple of rounds. No matter who's getting the entry frags this time, you know, Binks did the job of being that human drone. We have seen Beebs go for those initial plays as well. Emo gets a couple of kills, but now they have to hold the fort down. The attackers have to become the defenders. This is where T69 failed in the previous round, but this is where they have to shine. Strix falls, so does Mr. Beebs. Knight Rider, Bladestorm in hand, he's shut down. It's all down to Emo. He has a 3k, he needs that ace, but no. He will be put down. And from 1KO who got a triple kill, Hoax transfers that triple kill and the defusal of the spike onto himself. And Orgless 5 transferred the third round into their own bank.
That was absolutely perfect. Again, Strix seems like he had a completely new setup as well. Vertical monitor, curved and everything. Cams are looking quite fine and dandy. And the players are looking quite happy as well, honestly speaking. At the end of the day, I will have to say that, again, it's always the postmans that are just not working out for the side of Team T69. They need maybe a couple of players to play off of the side. Every single time we see T69 lose, it's because the players are inside of the site and there are no crossfires being set up to make the plays that they want to do a lot more simpler for them. But in this instance, Knight Rider, he's playing so aggressive over onto the side of mid, and if that KO knife didn't catch him, that would have been all but over. Look at that. The members of Orgless, they're fighting back once more. They get the 2 kills that they want. Finally, there will be a trade coming in from Beebs, but is it a little bit too little too late? Because again, they're low on HP. They don't have the guns in their favor. They picked up the guns that the side of Orgless had, but they had Spectres. So again, they're still at a massive gun disadvantage.
Exactly, and the information as well. Orgless 5, they're playing so passively. They're going for these contact plays only now. Hoax's position is given, but he still wins that gunfight after repeaking that same angle, forcing Mr. Beebs to go for that same firefight, and even then, Hoax secures the deal. So yeah, Orgless 5 for the time being. I gotta say that their strategy is working. They're getting the initial kill. In this instance, the initial kills multiple, and then they fall back. They're passive as you can be, just holding the backlines, waiting for any attacker presence, whether it be visual or any audio cues. As soon as they spot attackers, they divert all their attention and their resources right there, and then they follow through, as was the case. So yeah, really stunning past 4 couple of rounds, and this is the time where T69 finally have to say, okay guys, let's end this and let's get back into the game.
Yeah, they need to jump into the game soon enough here because, again, we haven't really even seen Knight Rider show up. It's all been Hoax over and over again, where Hoax is the only one that's just putting a wrench in their plans. If they're able to shut down Hoax, yeah, it's a pretty good idea for them to get this one out on the bat because the KO can be very oppressive. But on the other side of the spectrum, you have Knight Rider who still hasn't even gotten an opportunity to showcase what he can really do. Bing's trying to play those casual mind games here with Knight Rider, possibly getting another frag. He could just bait himself in, teleport there, swing out, and Knight Rider would be none the wiser, expecting another fake teleport to come in. But Binks, he's not taking those risky plays just yet. But again, maybe a couple of risks here and there is what Team T69 need to push their lead forward in some way, shape, or form. Because for now, they're 2 rounds down, and unless they stabilize soon enough and get a possible 8-4 or 7-5 scoreline, their defensive side will be close to impossible.
Indeed, it's going to be very, very difficult. And this round as well, I mean, doesn't seem like they're any closer to
30
exactly
seconds
closing
left.
it out. 30 seconds on the clock and aggressive. They have not made any significant map presence. I mean, they're still at the entrance of A main. They go for that KO ultimate. Null command goes through. The defenders are going to try and lock down A main, but the attackers barge on forward nonetheless. And the attackers do get the initial kill. 15 seconds on board. Vibho falls. Sai is the only first respondent in the bomb site, still alive. He needs to try and stop this fight from going down, but he is also denied. Orgless 5 are down to their final two. They're outnumbered 2-1. Knight Rider, this is his opportunity to showcase, as you were saying, but no! Emo gets the headshot. And it's all down to, well, the man of the match in a couple of ways so far, Hoax. But he makes the smartest decision. He falls back. He knows it's a round lost. He knows there's no cause to initiate even further. He opts to save the rifle, and T69 finally get their third.
Oh, wait, he was able to pick up this operator, but the thing is, with everyone converging on top of him, there's no way Hoax lives through this. They're expecting him to be on the other end of this, and Hoax casually gets a tap and a kill, and now they're hunting him down, maybe an opening, but Emo's just a way faster. KO diff? Maybe? Nah, not really, not just yet. 4-3 on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen, and for Team T69, they finally get things under control. Pretty smart take. They wasted a lot of time. They made the side of the defenders constantly keep on guessing where they would go. And right at the very end, that fast hit coming in from the players just completely shut down any form of a defensive hold the members of Orgless could have gone in for. And because of it, they got caught out. Perfectly done in the long
Exactly.
run, but at the end of the day, is it enough? Because now the adaptations are going to come in from Orgless. Let's see how they adapt, or will Team T69 still be able to catch them off guard?
Yet again, T69, they're looking to push 5 man strong. They want to execute onto the A-bomb side. Can Orgless deny this execution? Already Sai rotates towards the heaven. There are 3 defenders now on A. And this time it is Ember who gets the opener. So good news. The entry fragger, one of the people with the flash grenades in T69 is gone. KO is still there. Yes, to an extent, even Omen has the flash ready, available to his use. But T69 don't have the opportunity. Neither do they have the element of surprise. So how do they proceed forward? Are they still looking to stack up outside of A and then execute? Or is this time for them to retreat and look for different options?
Just have to wait and see how this one pans out, because again, they're taking so much time for this execution that it just won't work. They're funneling in one at a time. They're not double peeking in. They're not using their utility to brute force their way in, and things could just go horribly wrong if they're not careful. That's a flash and a pop, but where are they running into? They're running into a firing line. They're trying to brute force their entry over towards the A side. They haven't even seen the site itself, and they just died.
Yeah, they got
man.
bottlenecked badly, and unfortunately, they laid out a trap for themselves. You know, they opted to go into A main, as you highlighted, Agi, and while doing that, no, it just
They
didn't work.
forced
You
it.
had the KO Swarm Grenade and the small gap that was there in the KO Swarm Grenade and the smoke. Ember was constantly spraying the Phantom. He ended up getting a lot of kills. Orgless 5, they waited and T69, they finally fell into their trap. So once more, the attackers have got to realize that the strategies we were initiating earlier will not be working anymore. We got to change something. They need to go for a multi-directional attack. They need to go for that entry kill. Once they find an entry kill somewhere, then they can proceed forward. But right now, Hoax, he gets one. He wants more. He's greedy for it. He's looking. Pop Flash goes through, and he's still advancing forward. He knows it's an eco. The advantage is all with Hoax, but no armor. Will he be successful?
Ooh, that's a beautiful flash, and Hoax is still. Oh, he survives. Oh, Ember just came in out of absolutely nowhere to get in the save, and Ember with a triple kill makes sure that Hoax stays alive. And good God, Hoax, that fan should have been dead to rights.
Yep.
Still, at the end of the day, oh, Ember is always the one who makes sure he survives. Something happened.
Then they can proceed forward, but right now, Homer, will he be successful?
Ooh, that's a beautiful flash. Oh, Ember just came in out of absolutely nowhere to get in the save, and Ember.
Right. Yeah, so seeing the replay as well, right? Exactly. Ember being the best wingman a teammate can ask for. I mean, if this happened to me in Valorant ranked, I would find the person who
No, no,
helped me
no.
out,
Valorant
go to
Spike
their
Crush,
place,
okay?
and then go and hug them. But you know that never happens in Spike Rush. In Spike Rush, your teammates are your enemies. But regardless, well, right now, yet again, once more, a couple of economic dire days to the side of T69. Meanwhile, Knight Rider, he's in the opposite boot camp. He's got the
Oh,
operator, can't land the shots just yet. He's used up 2 of the bullets. Ember Hoax, I mean, the duo is still back up and running. On towards mid, 3 people dead.
One enemy remaining.
Right. And okay. So we were just waiting to see would Beebs be able to escape from that corner. Indeed, he got 1 kill, but Vibho then quietly, shut him down. And after that point, that was that. So Orgless 5 still very much in control of this matchup. They're determining the pace, and whatever T69 are trying to force, they are getting shut down. Earlier it was A main, in this round it was mid, the ecos, the full buys. It's not really working. So they need to go for something completely different,
true.
or they need to start thinking about the second half after the side swap happens.
They need to think outside of the box, honestly, because again, you're using a Euro, but I still haven't seen any form of aggressive plays coming in from things. Again, the thing with Euro is that if you try to play a little bit too defensive, you're not going to get a lot of value out of his utility. And if you try to play a bit too overly aggressive, then you may just start feeding and you have no value for your team. Again, these ultimates are perfect coming in from the Euro, but it's just not going to be enough. Beams does get the equalization kill, but oh my god, side straight through the smoke. The spray is going to be perfect. That's the first, that's the second, and one by one, they just get all the frags with Vix! Spray transfer galore! He runs away with it, but still he's not going to be able to get the spike. He needs to try and pick it up, run all the way to the B side, and because of this one teleporter, he's going to be able to make it through. Again, the teleporter is placed in such a way that he's going to be able to pick up the spike and just walk away with it. They have no idea that the spike dropped outside of A main. They believe that Biggs actually picked it up. And now, they have a flash in hand.
He's making
Pick it up,
noise.
Biggs, and just TP out. Free B side for him to get 33 HP, but still a possibility of a clutch. He could just make it happen. But at the same time, will it be
Actually
simple?
making noise.
No. No, that's
Yeah, it
completely
won't
fine.
be. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. He made so much noise and he sold the fake even further, which is far better. But then again, yeah, like you mentioned, 33
no.
HP, the classic from Knight Rider can shut him down. Question is, does Knight Rider peek right there?
Oh,
He
doesn't
does.
know.
Knight Rider falls. Hooks doesn't, and it's going to be Orgless 5 on their way to get their 8th. Another good round, This time, yeah, the side of T69, they expended every bit of utility they had. We saw Yoru with his ultimate. We saw Sova with his ultimate. We saw all 5 members trying to brute force their way into the A bomb side. Did it work? Sadly not.
It just did not pan out the way that they wanted whatsoever. But again, possibility of a 9-3. It's right
That's a
here.
show match. The curse doesn't apply here.
No, 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 no. It applies everywhere. You know that as well, CCV. Do not deny it after what happened in the DRX game.
Shush. No, we don't talk about that. Yeah, and
Yeah,
whoa!
for now. Oh, whoa, what? All right, Knight Rider finally.
Rider.
He gets the best shot possible there. Good hit, good start. And with that, Ember, he's just gonna need to wait and see how this one pans out. Ember, maybe a couple of shots and things. He tries to go in for the Euro play. Nothing really worked out for him. Mr. Beans on the other end of this. He gets a double kill and equalizes for his team. 3 versus 3 situation on the map. Mr. Beeves again, super aggressive on the stake. Gets spotted out by the third. That's possibly gonna be a catch coming in from before. He runs out of bullets. Here comes the ultimate as well. The Killjoy lockdown will pretty much open up the entirety of the site for this retake to occur already. But Strix may be a bit too aggressive. Needs to run his way back so he does not get caught. Possibly a find here. Hoax with a flash. That's gonna be a kill. And yep, good night. Sleep tight. Because now the final kill comes in. And Hoax, man, he's just beautiful to watch. The way he maneuvers himself all across the map with his movement is just perfect to see.
Exactly. Absolutely. Right now, man, things are looking really good for the side of Orgless 5. Hoax, the star of the show. I mean, kill after kill. after round after round. He's putting up these performances, so it's really really good stuff. And T69, exactly how are they looking to cope up with that?
Pretty tough hit for them to find, but looking on back from this though, he's gonna be running his way around over to the other end of this, but on this 9-3 score line, you can already see that the members of Team T69, they are in a little bit of a bind, but
Oh,
my god, absolutely disgusting. Strix is just on another level when it comes down to these hits, man. And Strix, once he's fired up, you know that he will demand the full attention of the server straight on him. But for now, though, we need to see maybe one more kill, but Knight Rider, alright, casually goes in, and Evo is just not going to be expecting it. Juven also getting caught out in no man's land, stranded on an island, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. The possibility of a 10-3 is coming on the cards here already. But again, look at the HP of the members of Orgless. They're very low, and if Mr. Beeves just found a body shot right there, that was a free kill, possibly two.
oh, Sai. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
He's not dead.
Yeah, he goes for the headshot. Now, Sai's not taking any risks right now. He knows how much this pistol means to him, but so does Binks, the other IGL, and Strix only amplifies that as he equalizes the score count. Binks with one more, and actually they close out the entire house. What a brilliant
Good
play
God.
from the two duelists on the side of T69. Gunfight after gunfight, headshot after headshot, and look at Binks. Yeah, right now, emotions galore, emo as well. Everyone knows just how clutch that was, and everyone watching can appreciate this pistol. Yet another pistol that T69 managed to win.
I'm just pleasantly surprised, man, with Strix. Strix, the way that he hit those shots, man. He just swung out of A short as if he doesn't give a damn about what's going to happen to him. With the Sheriff, mind you, just went down, casually tapped the player in the face and walked away as if nothing happened. Hoax had no idea what just hit him, and because of it, they finally have a little bit more momentum to play around with. And now, with this anti-eco in their hands, they should find this round, and they're playing it quite safe, but nope! How did Big survive that for that long?
Yeah, it's man, when you have too many targets to focus on and Bing's just constantly switching back and forth, but then again the attackers as well trying to kill him. Eventually they were successful, and right now for Orgless 5, this force buy, I mean, seems to be working. Now though, they need to hold off this retake. Hoax notices one player, kills the other. He waited for the dive agent to go in. Strix is already into the bomb side. He gets one.
He's on
He wants to
fire.
defuse the spike. He's going to stick it. He's got no other choice. Can they hunt him down? No, he goes away and they kill him. So Knight Rider 4K, but most importantly, really, really good round from Orgless.
Pretty fast, pretty clean. 10-4. And they keep things in check. Revan, the way that the members of Orgless did break their way forward was a little bit more out of the ordinary, I would say. Again, I didn't expect them to go in for that force fight like that, primarily because, again, that last round wasn't as clean as you would have hoped for going up against the side of the PC. But still, it worked out in their favor. Credit where credit is due. But for Binks, maybe with this shotgun, things could be slightly different. And good God, he's not going to be able to find anything.
Oh,
Tried to find a kill and try
Really
to dip
nice
out,
shot.
but it's just not going to happen at all. And my God, Knight Rider, he's activated himself, but the attacking side is where he
Ooh.
will shine. Just give him the respect badge. Just dip out. But he doesn't. Okay,
Oh, it's
sure.
Sai.
Straight to a smoke. Just do whatever you want.
no, Sai got him from, sorry, defender spawn, like right the market gate. But yeah, really, really interesting. Still, I mean, this is pure domination from the side of Orgless 5. Knight Rider just went up, completely locked and loaded. He did not care what was happening with his teammates, how it was progressing. He had one objective: kill. And that's all he did. He pushed into the side. He dived in. He got both the opening kills. He went. He saw defender spawn. He saw how every single remaining defender was stacked up there, gave the information to Sai, and then they went ham. So right now, Knight Rider isn't going to stop. He forces
Oh
his
my
way, but this
god.
time, finally, thanks to the Phantom in the hands of Mr. Beeves, he is punished. Yet, August 5 do find the A-bomb site.
Oh no. Yeah, Sai's just always such a nuisance to deal with. You need to invest so much of your resources to try and force him off an angle. And again, look at this. Look at what he's doing on the Sova. He's just wasting so much time, and he's actually going to get away with the kill as well. Strix gets just swatted out like a fly. Hoax is going to be able to deal massive chunks of damage as well over from the other end of this. And Emo, low on HP, but still alive with his buddy Binks to try and maybe pull off a clutch. Will he be able to do so, though, is the real question. Again, positions are not that good for them, and the timing is everything. Again, with a swing, and it's going to be before and Ember, the dynamic duo, all across the rounds. They find it all, and they shut it all down as well. 12-4, mind you, for this hold and for this play. And they're at match point already. Seems like we just started, and the map of Ascent could just be over here already, ladies and gentlemen. But again, in this show match, the members of Team T69, they're actually putting up a pretty good show. They're getting close to closing out a lot of these rounds, but at the end of the day, it's just not enough, CCB, because their aggression is just being put to a full stop, and even their defensive side holds are just not enough. So trying to gain as much information as he can for his teammates, but it just wasn't working. Yeah, he's trying to body block them at the bare minimum, but it's just not working out. Okay, wait a minute.
He gets one. He goes back into the bomb site where Bo eliminates him. Emo, the front line of this defense, the only surviving hope for T69 in the speed bomb site. Well, he's shut down, and so is UN. Orgless 5, they close it out 13-4. Really dominating win from their side. I mean, yeah, the early rounds, one could say they were favoring Team T69 a lot, but as soon as Orgless 5 got their grips back in, as soon as they realized that, exactly how we should proceed forward, how exactly we should counter these plays from Team T69, it was easy breezy.
Easy breezy is on the third map. You used that line a little bit too early. You can say that they ascended to okay, no, I'm just being cringe here at this point. Never mind.
We see that for the Ascension tournament.
True. But for now, we're going to heading on down over into the scorecard to see exactly what the teams have been looking like and how the players have been playing. And at the end of the day, I have to say, Hulks just put up a show, man. Single-handedly taking control of the entire map as a KO is something that the KO always needs to do. He needs to make sure his presence is known throughout each and every instance of this entire map. And he did that to perfection. Pop flashes galore, the way that he was using his ultimate to stop any form of aggressive rush. And then when it came down to just being that raw secondary trait fragger, he was on point. He didn't miss a single trait, CCD. If there was a way that we could showcase his trade potential or how many trades he had gotten throughout this entire game, he's probably gotten like what, six, like out of his 17 kills, almost 10 of them were trades. And that's how beautiful he was when it came down to being that support for his team. Every single entry being done, let it be by Sai, Knight Rider, any one of his teams, they always had hopes to rely on to find those traits. And that's one of the primary reasons why Ascent is one of those maps that we call to be the vanilla map of Valorant, because this is where your true fundamentals are tested. And a team who has the stronger fundamentals will always be the one to take it over. In this case, Orgless 5, they just played together better as a team, and that's one of the main reasons why they took this one away. But T69, they could just get it at any second, because the second map will be bind. So that is where the real fun will start.
Yeah. Seeing T69's playstyle as well, most, if not all of the, most of the attacks were just all 5 or 4 players, trying to overpower whatever initial set of defense the defenders had laid, and then just get the spike down, plain and simple. They were prioritizing the spike plant and the site control a whole lot more, and then they tried to play the post plant scenario. So a lot of the executions were indeed to just flood the corridors, go as 4 people, try and kill the defenders, and see if that worked or not. And on bind, there is a slight likelihood it can work, but there's also a large likelihood it can go wrong. And it's all because of the structure of the map. Close quarter combat
True.
is just the king of the hill right there. But if the defenders have, proper map control utility, I'm talking about brimstone mollies, I'm talking about killjoy swarm grenades, I'm talking about, swarm grenade from KO as well, everything like that. Even if an Astra is picked, which is highly unlikely, the gravity pull she has, utilities such as that can really just bottleneck all of these attackers, which we saw happen a couple of times on Ascent. So that is something that team T69 have to be careful about. But there is also a lot of opportunity of four guys going through, hookah or a showers or a shot and potentially killing the one lone defender that's there and heading on forward into the site. Since again, the map is a lot smaller, it's easier to get into the bomb site, it's easier to plant the spike. The retakes, however, because of the teleporters and all, will be a little bit more difficult to manage.
Yeah, that's for certain. But again, we're talking about a team that has showcased how good they are on the map of Bind in a lot of other iterations. Let's just look back to what Team T69 was previously. Bind was one of the must bads for each and every team whenever they face off against Team T69. Even in their
Yep.
paratrooper days, Bind is one of the maps that no one wanted to take them out on, primarily because of how oppressive a lot of their strategies can be, considering they love to take a lot of aggressive gunfights. And Bind is one of the few maps in the entire game where your execution, for the first thing, and secondly, your gunfights are always put up in the limelight. Breeze is in the same case. Breeze, lot less heavy on the execution, more importance for the long range duels where you try to get that first initial pick and then try to go in for the executions. But I do believe that Breeze in this current meta has now shifted a little bit more, where there's some perfect set plays that could be done by the defense or from the attack that allow both the attackers and the defenders to get a certain advantage in comparison to the others. Because again, if you're looking for that first initial pick and if you don't find it, then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly where you want to go for that particular map. But we'll talk
True.
about Breeze when it goes there, because again, we need to see exactly what the side of Team T69 can do when it comes down to the map of Pine. But for now, we, ladies and gentlemen, we need to head on down over into a short little break. But as we're going to be going on down onto a break, make sure to check all the links down below in the description, because if you want to check out a lot of the powerful laptops powered by Intel processors, we got a couple of good deals for you, because hey, it's the Amazon Great Indian Festival sales. You don't want to miss out on any of that
Yes.
action, not just on Intel processors, but also on
On
other
everything.
incredible products.
Trust me. Yeah,
Literally
I
everything. This
saw it.
happened last year. This happened
Everything.
last year. I got this bike.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm probably gonna get a
Yeah,
quad vest as
exactly.
well. You never really know. But for now, we're gonna be heading on down over into a break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Amazon Great Indian Festival Showmatch, powered by Intel. It's going to be your boy Aggressive here with Universe this time around. Sadly, CCB had to run away because he has an exam, but what we do have for you back at home is the Great Amazon Indian Festival sale. All of the links down below in the description. Check out all of the incredible laptops powered by Intel processors. And of course, if you want to check out all the shenanigans being done with those processors, make sure to check out the hashtag game with Intel to find out more. But for now, Universe, let me just give you the rundown from top all the way to the very bottom of what exactly happened for this entire matchup, because I was pleasantly surprised in the way that Team T69 were playing, but at the same time, they left so much to be desired for as well at the end of the day. Because in my eyes, just the way that they played the Euro was a little bit underwhelming on the map, was said. You didn't even know there was a Euro, but there was a Euro.
Yeah, well, Yoru is a very enigmatic agent. I would say that whilst he's got his abilities, for the betterment of sneaky players, teleportation players, I think that applies only on the maps where there is a teleport, which is bind. That's specifically why Forsaken showed that Yoru is absolutely crazy. But let's move on to the next one. I did watch the first match for a bit, and the 13-4 scoreline kind of did not do justice to what T69's firepower is. But Orgless 5, on the other hand, they've got some pretty strong hitters, and they have shown their worth. And now we go to bind where the Euro can actually be used in a good way, if at all they know how to use it, with the way that we've seen a lot of the pro players use. But overall, what do you think? Because I think Orgless 5 are going to finish this right here, right now.
Probably. Again, Orgless, they're looking to close things out in style and make it as quick and swift as possible. But we're heading on down over onto Bind, one of the much more stronger maps for the side of Team T69. And I was talking about this with CCV, that Bind, I do believe, could just be the home turf where Team T69 just completely take the entire scene by storm and possibly send us over to the third one. It could happen at the end of the day, but the thing is, for it to happen, we need to see exactly how much the members of Team T69 really want this win. They need to play it serious. They need to play it proper. Plus, Binks really needs to show up. He had a very quiet game when it came down to map number 1 on the Euro, and it's pretty much warranted because, again, playing the Euro is just so difficult in a lot of these scenarios. So here on Bind, though, he's going to be on the raise. He's going to be on the comfort pick, and hopefully this comfort propels him to greater heights.
Well, we will find out. He does love the race, and especially on this map of Bind, I'm pretty sure that he, relishes to play that agent. And whilst we do have the agent selection up, I think that we might be baited into thinking that this could be a triple duelist lineup. Strix has locked in the Jet, whereas on the other side of things, we've got a full set of lineup ready. A double initiator in the hands of Fade and Sky with Sai and Vibor. Of course, Nitro are going to be sticking to his roots of Chamber. And Emo was just baiting us with the Neon. He is going to be going for the Sky and a Breach combo. All right, that's interesting. All right, let's go.
Just see how this one pans out. Very standard compositions from both and nothing really out of the ordinary.
Yep.
Other than the Astra getting picked up. The Astra could be quite interesting to say the very least just by itself, because Astra and Breach on the map of Bind is something that we have rarely ever seen. Of course, Astra, one of those pickups that you would really love to see from a team that has been playing for a really long time, who you know for a fact can run that Astra to fullest fruition. But do you really want an Astra on your team when you can have something like a Brimstone with those Sky Smokes lasting pretty much forever for the rest of the game? Plus, on the other side, there's also another problem. You don't have an orbital strike, which is pretty much paramount to try and take over any side through pure execution. Yeah, you have the Astra Gravity Wells to give you that advantage in a gunfight, but do you really believe you can get that same level of value with what you could have gotten with a simple one click of a button, just like an orbital strike? No. Two different ideologies clashing against one another. They have a Fade, they have a Sky, which is pretty much the most oppressive combination of initiators that you can have.
Oh, the Boombot actually goes past. They move past it. Okay, aggressive approach. Well done, but Hawks will find one before he falls. And Strix.
No.
That's not where you want to dash up, my friend. 2 HP, and he still goes for the fight. Relentlessly encouraging, but not enough to find yourself a kill. Nitro will come in from B-long towards Hoka, and he somehow does not connect his shots. Binks finds it. Another defense, although completely scattered towards this mid-region of B. have actually allowed the attackers to rotate all the way towards A, surrounding them. Look at where the Sky is. He's in their spawn, and whilst he's going to have no contact with anybody there, the defense actually has advantage in terms of utility. There it goes. That's the utility I'm talking about. Ember will be going down to very low HP, 16 to be precise, as everything is raining down hell upon him. And a classic could save his life if it was triple burst, but no, Binks is too quick on the trigger.
Sigh. That's a beautiful frag for him to get immediately there. And with that frag, they're going to be able to get the positions done and proper here at the end of the day. But is it really going to be enough? Not really. Not just yet. The timing is everything inside. What a flick and a shot. That's going to be
Oh, well, that was insane. And now you've got Sai saving his team up from heaven. 3 kills for him. A round that could have been going down the drains for them. Somehow recovered. The attack will still continue their charge of domination from the previous map, as the side of Orgless 5 will find the pistol. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. Round number 2. It is the eco for the defense. But look at Strix. He's got a shorty, and he's been helped by his teammates to keep his position intact. He's
no.
And there in the smoke he strikes, but instantly he will be traded. A stun to help him along with a grenade could be very damaging.
Oh, hello? Did I just witness what you witnessed for a second right there?
I guess. I'm not sure. Did you?
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. But for the side of Team T69, pretty much that's all that they have to think about. Again, that was an eco round, so it's completely fine and dandy. Nothing to really worry about. No one saw that, so it's chill. You can just take a chill pill and just relax here for now. But the thing is, at the end of the day, Emo, maybe if he walks away with 1 more kill, the defenders, they're going to be looking a lot more pretty here.
Well, Emo, classic, and a kill. That's all he wanted, and that's all he's going to get. Decent eco with 2 rounds to the 2 guns that have been dropped, but Orgless 5 still looking strong. Not at all worried about what's to come, because they know they've got the ability to take this team down. Just in, these 5 players at the absolute top of their game, of course, and with the recent stuff that's been happening around these players as well, Repor, Ember, Knight Rider, these guys are looking to make their mark in this show match. And here we go. Mr. Beebs along with the Sky looking to cause some sort of damage towards B Long, but nobody actually, going up front and taking their duel. Strix is actually holding down. And that's all far gone now. And there's Knight Rider. He's behaving as if he's the Jet. He's a chamber, but he doesn't care whether or not he's got a dash.
Spike planted.
Dude, did you see how fast they just took the entry and just pincered the players pushing from B Long? From 2 different sidelines. A stun came in from B Long, and because of that stun, they expected, if they stun out B Long, maybe they're going in for an aggressive push. There has to be no one towards Hookah. They just bum rush their way through Hookah without even clearing any of the site.
Player standing.
Look at the level of control that they have.
Yeah, indeed. And look at Binks. Straight to his face. A grenade falls. Looking for any sort of complimentary frags, but no hoax. He's going to take him out. And that's going to be Orgless 5. Smiles on their faces. Loving what they're doing so far. Well,
smiles
kind of looks again.
Faces as well. Yeah.
It kind of again looks like it's going to go the same way. It's just Orgless 5 taking the best of their abilities and showcasing it. And I don't think that with the way T69 are playing, they're going to get too far in this one either. I think there's going to be a quick 2-0.
Possibly, but you never really know. Again, we don't count the chickens. So for now, okay, never mind. Maybe I should count the chickens before they hatch. You saw that, didn't you?
Yeah, indeed. Right now,
And you
though,
know what's my
Juven.
favorite catchphrase for that? What the dog do.
Oh, good stun from Mr. Beebs as Juven has an opportunity
Oh,
and
wait
he
a
will
minute.
make good use of
Player
it.
standing.
Looking for more, but Vibhor's quick on the trigger. It's the one tap from the Sheriffs that just cannot match up with the spray down from the Rifles. And that's going to be another round for Orgless 5. A little bit of trouble being given to them. But nevertheless, they will find themselves round number 4. And only 2 ultimates available at the moment. It is Emo with his Seekers and, of course, Hawks with the Showstopper. But Knight Rider close to it. 1 orb for him. Ember close to the Orbital Strike. 1 orb for him. On the other end, we've got Strix and Binks who are just about close to the ultimates. And a Glass Cannon Operator in the hand of Strix this time. Towards B Long. A Flash will detect him, but do they know it's an operator here? Let's find out. That dog will convey it. Mr. B
Wait.
holds off any sort of pushes.
That didn't stun him?
Blinded.
Nah, he dodged it. He's quick like that.
One person dies to a dog and another one dodges it. Oh, surprises all around. They cleared all of the close corners that they wanted, and Hulks in comes the showstopper to maybe stop it out. And Binks, he's just gonna said, this is why you just never. Like, I'm pretty sure that Hulks expected Binks to not play there at all because of what was coming into play. Knight Rider needs to survive, and the Phantom just comes in clutch.
Last player standing.
That's why the Phantom is one of the best weapons in the entire game.
Yeah, that was
reasons why you should never touch a Vandal.
Well, I might disagree with you there. I think that, Phantom, whilst it's got its properties of, spray and pray, and most of the times that pray works, I think that the crispiness of a Vandal is something that a lot of players prefer. And if you look at the statistics of the last couple of tournaments of professional matches across the world, the Vandal usage has increased exponentially. So, oh no, Strix. That's the worst thing. You don't want to lose that weapon right now, my friend. You do not want to lose that, will you? No, you won't. Ember will die. A flash to keep him at bay as Strix will save the operator.
Close one. Hits are good though on a 0 and 5 for at that end. But I'm trying to think of a situation where side of Team T69 can actually get away with this. Currently, their hold is... I don't know, man. I'm just trying to think about it.
I'm gonna love the highlights of this game, especially the biggest one. Just the one that we saw. Who let the dogs out? Ouch! Sigh.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. And now Bing's looking for redemption. Maybe he wants to kill somebody with his boombot. Not gonna happen though, as Nigel teleports away. And now here comes a party, and there is gonna be a party for Binks, but not for Hawks. He gets himself in the target of Binks, and now the B site.
He has the timing. Come on, get it! Oh no! Wait! He messed up! Oh, good lord! He doesn't know what is happening!
How does he?
He's alive!
How does he manage to do that?
A lot of emotions just happened in that one instant, that one dash.
This is the second time, by the way, that
instead of Vietnam flashbacks,
instead of dashing towards either side, he's dashing up front. Oh, Knight Rider. What's Emo? But look at the backstab. Vibhor. All he needs to do now is stay alive. Stay alive, cause some trouble with his flashes, and that's it. Goes flash, and Binks will find him a second for him off the round. There's one for Knight Rider, though. He's crisp with his operators, especially when it comes to the tour de force. And Binks, even though he finds the third, Ember will finish him off before he loses his life. A trade of both those agents with each other itself. No one more, no one less. And number 6 here for Orgless 5.
Orgless, they look absolutely unstoppable. And mind you, they're on the attacking side of Bind. A map that is historic to be pretty much the most oppressive map when it comes down to the defense. defenders, they're just not able to stop them whatsoever. And I do believe it's because they have a composition that really does facilitate a lot of aggressive pushes, but their aggressive pushes are just not bearing any form of fruit. Plus, the way that they're having their setups done is just not the way that you would want now, is it? Again, we see an aggressive play coming in from Nix. Okay, he wins out on the duel. That's going to be the first frag that they want. But again, Sai, beautiful when it comes down to the refrags. He just does not miss, and he's able to survive. And again, Strix is not that, and Strix is just not having a good day when it comes down to this. But still, doesn't really matter. Beebs is going to be able to shut things down and get things equalized with his buddy. And they have the level of control that they want. Swing out from before, but no, before he crouched. The crouch is going to cost him, and it's all up to Knight Rider. Doesn't find anything in Biggs. More than enough HP to find the headshot. 1 and 6, and they hold and they survive. Good God, man.
Oh boy.
This match is just a roller coaster of emotions, that's for certain.
Yeah, it indeed is. That was just quite an absurd round to go up, first of all. And considering the fact that even though the entire site was taken over by the attackers, almost at least it looked like it after Sai got that A shot, trade back. I think the B side could have been a good hit. The only problem was they were ready for it. The attackers weren't. This time, Hawks changing his approach, going towards Hookah. As you can see, there's only one player on B, by the way, and that's Strix. And even though I think his keybinds might be a little messed up in terms of where he's dashing, what?
Did we talk about it?
How he was mid-air, shot one bullet, it went somewhere else. The crosshair was pointed towards the right side wall. I gotta watch that again. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, Strix! A little too ambitious. Did not cover for the fact that there could be somebody towards B long. And Emba saves the life of his teammate. As now, one person to get in closer and one person to bait out probably Emo because he's low. He's gonna have to play this for his team. The flash is brilliant, but not good enough for him to dodge any bullets. Knight Rider will take him down before anything else goes wrong. And another round for Orgless 5.
They're just making it all look so easy on their end, and because of it, they are surviving and they are relentless through all of this. I am pleasantly surprised with each and every play being done. The members of Orgless, they are not looking out of the slightest, like out of place at all. They just know exactly what they want to do. They know how to pull it off. Plus, they're playing together as a squad consistently throughout all of it. But in my eyes, what's really going on with the members of Team T69? It just looks so disconnected from them. They're not playing together for any of these fights. And normally when we are expecting a trade to happen, it's just one individual trying to take a duel. And if he wins out the duel, then the members of Team T69 are able to win it out. But if they lose the duel, then they're just done. They don't know how to come on back from that loss. And just as I said, look at this. Beebs, he's going to be able to win out the duel. And now we may just be witnessing Team T69 be able to take it all away if Orgless give them that opportunity and that leeway to take another duel, find that frag, and they'll just win it out.
Mr. Beeps spots out Sai. He's gonna let Bings come ahead and take care of this. Sai's holding a very neat angle. And they're playing this very cautiously this time. Again, the only man on B is Strix. And they're playing on that retake, I think. That's exactly what they're hoping for. But I think letting Strix be there alone has been a cause of concern for quite some time now, given that he only has a sheriff in his hand right now. It's going to be troublesome. In comes the force. Strix has got a lot of trouble and right in front of him. Ooh, misses the shot again. He's in deep trouble, but he's holding on to his lines for as long as he possibly can. There comes the force. Hawks takes him down. 9 seconds on the clock and Knight Rider doubles up. Well done by the side of the attack. Right at the nick of the moment, they find themselves a side, and I think that's round number 8.
Yeah. I think it's just done and dusted here. Hawks casually should be able to find a tap for himself. Doesn't really find out much, but gains the information for his squad, and that's all that they need. A lot of flashes and possibly a kill. Evo finds one, but still the backup is there. The cavalry is going to be able to finish it off. A stampede of kills and a stampede of wins as well. Because 1-8, 7 rounds differentiating both of these teams. And you know the morale for the side of Team T69 is not at an all-time high.
Yeah, they definitely are not enjoying this map of Bind, given that this actually was supposed to be a little bit more comfortable for them. This is not their best map. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Orgless 5 with a very comfortable lead, and it looks like Knight Rider might be looking to extend it, but okay. Misses the initial shot. Strix this time will dash out properly. Let's congratulate Strix on that victory, not because he got a kill. Oh, Hawks, what are you doing? Oh, what is happening? It looks like they just kind of switched positions for a second there.
They're actually going to run away with it as well. Look at the level of control already being established by the attack. They're already in towards the side. They're on the back end of it. That's going to be the first kill time of the break. He just has to control. Look at that Vandal go. To get another one for themselves, and now Evo's wrapping all the way around from the back. Maybe he's going to be able to catch on one of the players, but if he uses his ult, if he uses a flash, he loses that element of surprise. He's looking for that first kill before he pops any of his utility, but they already know his position. He's been found, he's been caught, absolutely nothing that he can do. Flash out in hand, maybe a kill, but he's just worried, he's afraid, especially after what happened to his teammates over on the shower side, being a nuisance, jumping around at a swing and a half. That's gonna be before, man. A tap to the face to clean it all up, and a 1-9 scoreline favoring the members of Orgless 5. Good God.
Hi, well, that, you know, for a second I thought, okay, you know what, T69 actually kind of got that round, at least the one. But then, you know, because Hawks was, he walked into a grenade and then flew right back into it again. Well, Orgless 5 have got a lot more than just 2 players who can stabilize this and, of course, win it back no matter how many numbers down they are. Binks. Oh, he's got a showstopper coming his way. Hawks doesn't see it, but he... Wait, what? Oh, Knight Rider killed him.
Knight Rider killed.
For a second, I thought, okay, you know what? This just went completely upside down.
Maybe. Just maybe. But that's completely fine and dandy. We're going to be continuing our own cast. I can see the game Stanley Universe can. I do believe he saw it in the match. But what I can tell you is that...
I was just, yeah, I was just like, oh, checking my earphones. I was not doing anything wrong. It's just, yeah.
Okay, I'll just give you the long story short. They actually did win out in the match. It's a 1-10 scoreline. Vibor got a triple kill for himself. They close things out in style. The members of Team T69 tried to brute force their way in through Lambs, and the Lambs control just did not get established whatsoever. They got caught between a rock and a hard place, and Team T69 just repeated the same mistakes over and over again. And again, I do believe that at this point, Team T69 just kinda lost hope. It does look like that because they're not trying to do anything different. They're just rolling with the punches.
You want to play? Let's play.
Oh, Knight Rider, okay. The Chamber ultimate is a little greater than the Jet ultimate. Strix all alone, by the way. No real support over there, and that allows Knight Rider to just get a clean kill and get away. 10-1, looking soon to be 11-1. Scoreline that they would have hoped that would have never come their way, but well, it is a tricky bind that they're stuck in. Juven got a star to help him out towards showers, where he knows that there's one player definitely there. And even though the side of Orgless 5 have usually found that the A side is heavily guarded, they are not afraid to challenge it, because here they go. Binks holding on to dear life towards this U-Haul, will lose it very easily, but Mr. Beams will get 2 back. Alright, picks up a Phantom, gets prepared for the second fight, and Vibor is ready to give it to him. Out they go, 1 for Vibor. He's holding on for the second, playing to his instincts, but not for too long. Mr. Beams with 4 kills. He will not let his team die down that easily.
Switching side.
What a hold by the breach.
They didn't even use any util. That was just pure and utter aggression. Look at this guy. Hitting each and every shot as if it means nothing to him. Perfect execution all around. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, they take a pretty hefty scoreline for themselves from the side of Orgless 5, of course. 10-2 didn't get the 11-1, which is what they hoped for, but honestly, Mr. Beast just single-handedly shut down all of the pushes purely because of his raw mechanical skill. That double-up play as well with the Sky in hand was the perfect option because they were able to take the engagements one at a time. The trades were proper. The swings were done beautifully. But that was just one round out of 12. Where was this kind of a play before?
Well, you know, it's just about those certain moments in dying stretches where, you know, your confidence just, you know, appalled. It's like, you know, how Saiyans are, you know, Goku, Vegeta. Only when they are pushed to their very limits do they know how much potential they actually have. But let's see if this potential actually falls through.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Blinded.
That was a
potential is
swing
there.
and a half. Okay, but as I talk about that, here's a frenzy battle between the attack and defense towards Showers. For the moment, it is still the attack on the upper end of numbers, as Binks will keep on attacking that. And with the reload, he might lose his life. But Vibhor, he's been in these situations multiple times. He's got his dog to work with in case of information, but he does not have any more support. Strix will take him out, and that is going to be the pistol. A good, necessary, much needed pistol.
Pretty much a perfect round for them to find here. And on this 3-10 scoreline, they're looking quite proper at the end of the day. There is a good opportunity for them to find this comeback, but it really does depend if we witness a force fight coming in from the side of Team Orgless 5. Again, in the last map, we did see them going for the force fight, and this time around, they're not going in for anything like that. They're going to hold it down strong and go for a 5-man push all the way from the Yulong. And Juven actually get hurt. Here's this. No way. They cut noise.
They're walking.
Oh,
They're
God.
walking towards him.
They cut noise.
Oh,
Juven
this
has
is
no
big.
idea.
This is big. And he's not looking the right direction either. There comes the triple burst, and he's seen only 2. Now, well, they might be aware of this, but here comes 5 people. 6 might have sprayed down 2, and he's got, thankfully, Emo to support him up. And the last man standing is on
No! That's a Nico moment right there. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. You know, it's just something about... It's just that weapon, no matter how many variations it has across how many of our games, when you have a free shot of a person who's turned around and you try to shoot it with a sheriff, you will not connect. There is just some cause behind it, and Nico knows it the best. You know, he's called one of the best players in the game for, you know, his respective game, but when it comes to those kind of shots, it's just...
Oh my god. Alright, Juven. The man just casually tapped him out of existence while Hulk went in for a swing and OG. Ember!
Oh my god. That is so
Why
much
didn't they jump
utility
into the
just-
teleporter?
Well, he was being sucked by the gravity well, but look at Knight Rider. Oh, he's heard this. And he's in a very good off angle as well. I don't think even if they come here, they're gonna check that left side. But Knight Rider's making advancements, and this could be problematic. Even though they're checking this angle, they expect that Knight Rider could have pushed up. Knight Rider's being very careful about this, but it's just about a second away from being spotted, and that's it. That's all he needs. Get away. Run away. Go to the A side. Do not worry about this. Just hold your bit.
Now for now though. Let's see how this one pans out for them. They still have ample opportunities to try and go in for this attack, and Binks is trying to work out a lurk and possibly a pick that will give them the entry that they need over towards the side.
30
Still,
seconds
no
left.
bats of information. They have no idea where the defense could be. Couple of flashes over onto market to try and sell the fact that they could be heading over onto A, but that's not how it goes. They know for a fact that the hold is over towards the B side, and they have the positions, they have the timing, and they also have a
Oh
kill.
boy.
So it's gonna be good for one. Look at Vibor. He's just gonna be an
Oh,
absolute champ on
Sai!
5. Give it up
Oh
for
man.
the IGL to coming down with the absolutely easy collateral. Just look at Hoax. He's just happy with it. And Sai's like, yep, light him up and shoot him down like dominoes.
Oh yeah, and I quite don't remember who was hiding behind that smoke right outside of hookah.
Vibor,
But
Vibor.
that was a brilliant setup. He was sitting right behind the smoke. They wouldn't have spotted him even if Sai had fallen, and that would have also been an end of the round right there because it was just a perfect setup. Well done, and that unfortunately was supported by Yuven himself, who put down that smoke there. And now it's 11-4, and it looks like we might just end up on the same scoreline as we did in the previous map.
Here.
Free kill for Knight Rider again. Just look at how aggressive the members of Orgless 5 are. Just they're going as fast as they possibly can, and they're getting the hits.
Oh
And
man.
what just happened?
Folks, it's the same
Everyone tried to
position.
brute force their way in.
The same position that Sai ended their reign in the last round is done by Hawks this time in this round. Just absolutely well done. And match point, series point, it's pretty much done and dusted. The show match looks like it's going to be ending up in the hands of Orgless 5. And they've got a showstopper to stop it all right now. And Hawks looks like he might go for it. That's
Oh, he's
exactly
ready
why I
for
think he's
it.
standing on top of
Get out of my way.
the minivan.
3, 2, 1. I think they're waiting for an eye or waiting for some
Yeah,
form of information.
They're waiting for him to enter. He's just holding on. Okay,
Ah.
that's dirty. That's just dirty.
Beautiful.
Bring them down.
If this happened
Yeah.
to you during a rank game, you know for a fact Universe you're not going to be happy anymore. Oh! He killed himself, but it's fine. You get a kill out of the
Last player
process.
standing.
Oh my
That's a
god,
trade.
Mr. Beebs, the only one left. The initiator who would have enabled them to actually get into the site was holding on towards B, and whilst he did get a kill, yeah, this is the end of it. Ladies and gentlemen, your Amazon Great Indian Festival sale show match powered by Intel winners.
Defenders win.
Orgless 5.
Yeah, Orgless just... They just did everything, man. They are your champions, but are we that surprised at the end of the day? Not exactly, because again, looking at the raw talent and considering that they have been playing professionally for the longest time, maybe not together, but as individuals, of course, they would have that significant advantage considering how much experience that they have under their belt. But that's completely fine because, again,
Yep.
the members of Team T69, they put up a good show. Binks have been out. Binks has been out of competitive play for such a long time, and to see him back, it was a treat. That's for certain. He showcased to us exactly how much he can play with the Yoru, and honestly, I have to say, I loved his combination plays with Mr. Beebs when it came down over onto Ascent. The Hunter's Fury plus the Euro Ultimate just completely changed the tides of so many of the rounds, and I was really hoping to see that level of team play and coordination coming in over onto Bind, which was much more of their home turf. Analytically, of course, considering what the
Yep.
members of the teams and what they liked previously. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the case. The team just felt so disconnected. But I guess it's fine because at the end of the day, it's a show match, of course. So can you really be mad at them? Not really.
Well, even if it is a show match, it is about sportsmanship, right? And I hope that they take this loss not too hard. It's, just consider it a game where you were supposed to showcase your most flashy skills. And whilst we did see a lot of that, actually, some very interesting showstoppers, some very interesting dashes by Jets, a Yoru, of course, and work around, the entire Jazz. It's been a pretty great show match, even though it was just two maps, both ending 13-4, 13-4. It was an amazing matchup, and hopefully we get to see more of this real soon.
Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, you have to remember at the Esports Club, this is just one tournament after coming back from over a month break. A month and what? 10 days? It's been a pretty long time since you last hosted about. This is the first
Yeah.
one coming into play from the Amazon Great Indian Festival, of course, thanks to our beautiful sponsors at Intel. They're the one who made all of this possible. And if you guys want to get yourself a couple of good laptops powered by Intel processors, make sure to check out all the links down below in the description. That's where you're going to find
Oh
all
yeah.
that jazz on great discounts because it's the Amazon Great Indian Festival sale, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss out on any of that, just like the scorecard. As you can already see, the teams, they're showcasing exactly what they were doing over on the server. And Knight Rider, he had a stellar performance on that chamber.
Indeed, indeed. And he just, he wasn't even the duelist. He's supposed to be a sentinel, but we all know how the chamber is, right? But this man was running around the map as if he was a jet, finding kills as if he just absolutely did not care about anything. And that's exactly why him and Hoax share the most first bloods. They've got 4 each. And they loved it. They absolutely loved going into the faces of their opponents. That's why he's got 19, Hoax with 16, Sai with 17, and of course you've got Vibo with 12 and Ember with 9 respectively. They did their jobs as the support characters. Ember, who by the way, as the Brimstone, all his, momentum pace was that he had to get the plant, and that's why he got it 6 times across the 10 rounds, so forgive me, 12 rounds that they played on the attack. But yeah, this has been an out and out Orgless 5 show. Binks and Mr. Beebs tried their best, but just did not go all the way through. They're going to have to hope for another Amazon Great Indian Festival show match to come in soon, and that time maybe get their revenge.
You got to remember something. The Amazon Great Indian Festival show matches happen every single goddamn year. Last year around, we had an entire cup about this and an entire tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly, this time around, we didn't have much, but still, we had a show match. A match where the teams just walked away with a 1 lakh prize pool. That's a pretty massive chunk. You have to remember that. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, you could be walking away back at home with a lot of incredible deals just by checking out the links down below in the description. I need to reiterate this over and over again that you gotta check the links down below. Doesn't matter if you want the laptop powered by the incredible Intel processors, of course. Thank you, Intel, for sponsoring this entire thing. But also other incredible deals on Amazon. Make sure to check it all out because I got this
They've
HyperX
got everything
from the Amazon Great Indian Festival last year.
Oh yeah,
I've
me
been
too.
loving it
Mine's right here. From last year.
Yeah, exactly. When you get products like this at such an amazing discount, you just don't want to miss out on it. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity
Indeed.
that comes every 1 year. Check it all out.
Yep.
All the links down below in the description. But for now, I think that's all that we have for you for today. A pretty interesting set of games, I have to say, especially on the second one. But thank you all for stopping by and spending your time with us. This is going to be your boy Aggressive with Universe signing on off from the Amazon Great Indian Festival show match powered by Intel. We'll see you next time in the next one.